everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie and you are watching Reliable Roots, and today's video is all about nature. Me and April over at The Simple Rugged Path are doing a collaboration with a bunch of other YouTubers, so be sure to check the description box below for a link to that playlist. But we are bringing you ideas on nature journaling, nature tables, and just pretty much all things nature. Now, if you are already subscribed to my channel, you do know that I am a homeschooling mama to 3 girls, and we do a Waldorf inspired curriculum. So you can see my chalkboard drawing from this video. You can go check that out. That will feature a lot of the things on our nature table that I'm about to show you. So our nature table I put together a little while ago, just a few weeks ago, to bring in the fall weather. With Waldorf curriculum is that you change out your nature table pretty much every season or maybe even every month. Really, I mean, there's no rules to this. And same thing with the chalkboard drawing. So I wanted to bring in the fall feelings into our homeschool classroom. However, being outside, the fall leaves have not quite hit. There's a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red, but mostly everything is either green or brown and crunchy. So when I first started wanting to do this video, I was thinking that I would take the leaves and press them and we would make these beautiful nature journals, and it's been wet and soggy and brown and crunchy and green. So it just has not worked out, but at the same time, that's nature. So this is also a learning opportunity for me and a teaching opportunity for my children, is that I can teach them, you know, things don't always work out like you want them to, but also is that Mother Nature does not abide by a calendar time. So we just celebrated the first day of fall, and it does not look like fall. It does not necessarily feel like fall. We had a beautiful fall day yesterday. Today we're experiencing a lot of wetness and everything's still pretty much green, but it's gonna get there. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna take you over to my nature table and show you what we are doing for our nature table to inspire my kids to play, to get out into nature. The cool thing about a Waldorf inspired nature table is that we are always adding to it. So what you saw in this video that I already pointed to, what you saw in my last video about the nature table, it will continue to change throughout the fall months until we get into winter, and then I will just wipe the slate clean and we will start all over. A lot of these things we will pack up and we will get to use again next year. So come on over with me and let's get started. Right here, this is the only things that are left from my summer garden. I'm hoping to have a much better garden next year, but I've planted a ridiculous amount of pumpkin vines, and unfortunately this is the only harvest that I got. But I'm super inspired. I've been watching the Back to Eden documentary and all of Paul Gauchi's videos, and I'm so inspired for next year's garden. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, because I'm going to be bringing a whole bunch of gardening videos and crossing my fingers and praying to God that I get a better harvest next year. If you have not seen these books, I got these last year, or my children got these last year for Christmas. Julia Rothman, there is a 3-pack over here. I got the Farm Anatomy, the Food Anatomy, and the Nature Anatomy. I got all 3 of them. They are beautifully illustrated. This is a book that we will definitely be using in our nature journals because they are just so beautifully illustrated. I mean, the illustrations are just great, and they're very easy to kind of trace, and we have done a lot of tracing in the past with that to kind of help us get started with some of these drawings. This is a feather we found on one of our nature walks. We try to do nature walks at least several times a week. With the Waldorf curriculum is that usually you're supposed to do that every day, but you know, life happens and I don't get around to it every day. We do have a beautiful yard that the kids like to go out and play in every single day, but as far as an actual nature walk, sometimes it just doesn't happen. And this is a stick that I am planning on once the leaves do start to change. These leaves, by the way, that are floating in the picture, they are from my leaf mobile that I made. But they are all fake leaves from the Dollar Tree that I just hung up, because again, the leaves have not started to change. But once they do, what I plan on doing is I got some wax paper, and I'm going to press the leaves together and create, you know, try to preserve the actual leaves themselves. And then we will be putting those on our little tree here that'll go into our potted plant. So moving on over here, these are some of our fall fairies, and I made this in the last video, and you can check that out if you want to see how I made these different fall fairies. Well, which one did I make? I think I made this one, and my other girls made the other 2. And this is our fall fairy house, and so it's got Fall in Love and Hello Fall on it. Again, that was all featured in the last video, so be sure to check that out. Moving down to here, this is something that is new and I love it. I'm going to be getting some nuts, but this is a nutcracker. So you put the nut in here and you can just, this screws on. So the girls can put a nut in there and screw it down and they are able to crack the nuts that way. So I have to get some nuts for this thing, but they are so excited about this. They've been trying to crack open acorns and everything, but I learned the hard way is that it can't be a green nut. It really needs to be like a, I don't know, what do you call that? Like a ripe nut, a ready to go nut, because the green nuts, they just kind of smush. They don't crack. So moving on over, this is one of our dolls that we made in our curriculum. I think I made this one. It's got wings on the back, so it is like an angel, and my daughter made another one and I think she took it off somewhere to go play with it. But this is just made out of roving wool that I got from Michael's. She's got a little belt, and then this is also a big package of different colored wool that I got. Here is another fairy that we just made in our classroom, and I'm gonna bring some tutorials on how to make these kinds of fairies, but it comes from this book that I just picked up, and these are magic wool mermaids, fairies, and nymphs through the seasons. So with every season, as we change out our nature table, we will be making more of these types of fairies. And my eldest daughter made her very own, and again, I don't know where she put it because hers was actually really a lot better than mine. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see is that she did a whole lot of, like, I just did one flower in her hair, but my other daughter did a whole bunch more flowers. I got all 4 seasons of these board books. There are no words on these board books, so they are perfect for our nature table. I just set them out, and they are just, if I don't kill my plant while I'm doing this, they are just illustrations. So what we will do is that we will periodically take this out and we will form a story from this. So each page is completely different. It has different characters and different scenes and stuff like that. So we will just take them out and we will make up our own story based on what they are doing right there. But they coincide with the different seasons. So I really like that. And these are the wool pumpkins that, again, made in my last video. All these pine cones are scented. I sprayed them down with essential oil, and I'm gonna continue to spray them down. This is just a pumpkin spice candle I picked up from Michael's. Over here is my wonderful fountain that I will keep for all the seasons because it's so relaxing, and I like to put some essential oils in it and just make the whole room smell like clove and cinnamon and all the fun smells of fall. Okay, and this is our nature journal for fall. I got 6 of these back in June for our main lesson books, and we are going to go get started on this today. Okay, so to start off with, we are going to do a couple different ideas for our nature journals. My daughter's got to pick out the red nature, well, this is a main lesson book, but we're going to call it a nature journal. So what we're going to start off by doing is we are going to paint some of the leaves and do leaf prints, and then we are also going to use our beeswax crayons and do some leaf print rubbings, and then we're actually going to be using these beautiful flowers right here to do some painting as well. And then finally we're going to finish up by pressing some of the leaves with some wax paper to preserve them, and then we will glue them into our main lesson books. So by the time I actually finished filming and editing this video, I'm totally late for my own collaboration. So April, I am so sorry, and to all the other YouTubers, but I hope that this video was inspiring to you to get out into nature and to do a nature table or some nature crafts with your kids. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!